ever been in slash seen an unkind incident?
Yes, I have seen unkind incidents.
How did it make you feel?
It upsets me very much, and if I am able to, I try to help get involved in the situation so that people will think about their actions.
Have you ever been in slash seen in an unkind incident?
Yes, I've seen some.
How did it make you feel?
I felt very bad for the person who was kind of the victim of what was going on, and I wish that I had spoken up for that person and helped them out a little bit. But since then, when I see situations like that happening, I try to step up.
Have you ever been in slash seen an unkind incident?
Yes, I have.
How did it make you feel?
Made me feel bad. It made me feel bad for the person that was being picked on. And it also made me angry that the person was being picked on.
Have you ever been in slash seen an unkind incident?
Yes, I have.
How did it make you feel?
I was on the metro, I was on the subway, and I saw there was an old person, and they needed a seat, and everyone was staring at their phone. And one of the people looked up and saw this person who clearly needed to sit down, and they didn't move. And it made me a little upset. And I went over and I said, do you want to sit down? And I asked someone if they could get up, and they got up and they gave them their seat. And it made me upset because I think that when we're all kind, it goes around, meaning that when I'm kind to you, you can be kind back to me, and it goes in a big circle. And I think everyone's life becomes a little bit easier when we're kind.
Have you ever seen slash been in an unkind incident?
Yes.
How did it make you feel?
It makes me feel upset that people, like the default is to be mean rather than to be kind. I feel like it's easier to just be kind, so why not do the easy thing?
Have you ever been in slash seen an unkind incident?
Well, being a teacher, I've seen kids who've had a hard time with each other and who maybe have been unkind to each other just at different points during the day. Sometimes it's more serious than others. It's not something that happens all the time, but it does happen, and it's part of my job to help them find a solution or maybe just come up with a different way of speaking to each other.
How did it make you feel?
Well, I always feel bad for the person who is being treated unfairly or feels that something unkind was said to them. And I want to help them kind of come to a resolution and realize that there's other ways to handle situations other than just being unkind.
Have you ever been in slash seen an unkind incident?
Yes, I think I have.
How did it make you feel?
It made me feel badly, and it caused me to reflect about what I could do to maybe help that situation improve.
Have you ever been in slash seen an unkind incident?
Yes, unfortunately I have. As head of the middle school, it's really important to me to uphold the Portledge pillars, which are kindness and respect and honor. And so if I hear someone say something unkind, even if it's as a joke, I feel it's really important to address it. And I usually talk to the student individually. If it's a group of students, I ask them questions about what they're doing, and usually they realize, ooh, we probably shouldn't be saying what we're saying, even if it is supposed to be funny. And if it's more serious than that, then we'll come back to my office and we'll talk about what happened. And the good thing is that most often students learn from that and they don't need to be spoken to again, because words can hurt, and I think sometimes people forget that.
How did it make you feel?
It made me feel uncomfortable, unhappy, disappointed, sad, certainly, because even though sometimes students don't show that they're hurting inside, and that makes me hurt, and maybe even a little bit angry that someone could treat someone else like that. But usually it's because they don't realize what they're saying and they don't realize the impact. So I'd say sad and disappointed are the prevailing.
Have you ever been slash seen an unkind incident?
Yes.
How did it make you feel?
It's a sad feeling. And I just, the only thing I think is that probably that person is not really thinking carefully on what the power of the words are.
Have you ever been in an unkind incident or just seen one?
Yes, I have.
How did it make you feel?
Well, it makes you feel bad.
Have you ever been in like an unkind incident or like seen one?
Myself, I did. Been a couple years when I was in the previous job. One of the person we knew each other for a long time, but the person still called my name wrong. And sometimes the person, he or she, will just joking around with my name, and actually it's pretty hurt because a name is presents yourself, and it's sometimes he really not taking it serious, and he just whatever, you are you, like that. So if you want people to respect you, be kind to you, actually you should do the same way too, right?
Have you ever been / seen an unkind incident?
Of course. Over the years I've seen plenty of, unkind incidents amongst kids and adults. But, generally speaking, I haven't seen all that many, bullying incidents, and most of the time I think people are pretty good to each other.
How did you feel about it?
Well, one incident in particular that I remember from when I was a high school student was these 3 kids that picked up another student and were like holding him over the toilet, like about to put his head in the toilet. And without even thinking, I just kind of stopped in and was like, "What are you guys doing?" This and that. Stopped it, and I didn't even really realize what I was doing until after the fact, when I got a call from the kid's mother, and and the kid really respected me for kind of just helping him out, just doing the right thing. But it was definitely a bullying incident at that point. That fortunately I was able to prevent.
Have you ever been in an unkind situation?
Have I been in an unkind situation? So there was a time when I witnessed, when I was in high school, I witnessed one of my friends who was being bullied on the playground and actually was physically hit by another person. And I remember that there were a lot of other students who were around when it had happened and outside, and it ended up coming into the school where other students were surrounding this person who was the bully and the person who was being bullied. And the person who was being bullied was one of my really good friends. And I felt a lot of sadness and a lot of regret because I wasn't there when it happened, but I wish I had been, so then I could have intervened or gotten the attention of an adult, so then perhaps it would have been less hurtful to my close friend.
Perfect.
So when I was younger, one of the unkind incidents that I've been a part of was I saw a kid get bullied, and I stood there as a bystander and didn't take action, and I went home and felt really bad. I should have chimed in and stood up for the boy.
So when I was in 10th grade, I was new to my school, and I was in gym class, and I saw a girl sitting kind of by herself, and this other girl was busy mocking her a few rows back. We were sitting in the stands, and she was saying how this girl had 2 different socks on, and what's wrong with her that she wears 2 different socks, and why would anyone do that? And she and her friend were kind of laughing at this girl. You could see the girl was getting upset. So I was sitting there, and I had a lot to lose, but I was like, well, this is ridiculous. Nobody should be making fun of somebody else's socks. So I turned around and I said, why does that even matter? Like, how does that affect you that she's wearing different colored socks? And she really didn't have anything to say back and just kind of stopped talking. And I was pretty proud of myself because it was a pretty big risk because I was new. I didn't really have friends yet, but I realized that it was the right thing and that this girl was upset, and I didn't want her to keep being upset over something really trivial, that it wasn't like she was being mean to this other girl and the other girl was responding. She wasn't doing anything wrong to this other girl. So I like to talk about that. It stands out in my mind as a time where I could have acted differently, but I chose to do the right thing.